30 seconds.
Dr. Lewis, it looks like you're sharing your screen again.
Dr. Lewis, if you've got trouble with your technology, you could just call in if you wanted.
Let's click on stop sharing. Okay. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry for the late start. Apparently there is a global Zoom platform issue. So we were changing platforms last minute this afternoon. Welcome to the Education Policy Committee meeting of the Maryland State Board of Education. I want to first thank staff and members of the board who are here to support the work, and thank anyone who is tuning into our work today. We have several COMAR items on our agenda for today. And there has been a slight agenda change for today. We did have a COMAR item that was going to be up as permission to adopt, and we are going to, pending further review of some stakeholder input, we're going to take that out of the meeting agenda for today and take it up in May instead, after we've had a little bit more time to review stakeholder feedback. So as we get started today, we're going to be starting with COMAR 13A.05.07. Programs for English Learners. This is a permission to publish and being presented by Susan Spinato and Teresa Timmons Parrott. And before they present, very quickly, I would just like to welcome Sarah Neville Morgan, who is our new assistant superintendent. And I believe this is her first meeting with us. So welcome. We're glad to have you here today.
So much.
All right, let's go ahead and get started.
Good afternoon, everybody. Madam Chair McCusker, members of the Education Advisory Council. I am Dr. Teresa Timmons Parrott. I'm Director of Multilingual Education and World Languages, and an honor to say today actually marked my one-year anniversary with MSDE. Susan Spinato, Project Manager in the Office of Instructional Programs, and I are here today to request permission to publish amendments to 2 existing COMAR regulations and to introduce 1 new regulation. So all 3 proposals actually stem directly from the Blueprint for Maryland's Future Work Group on English Learners, and all 3 reflect the statewide commitment to multilingualism, language access, and asset-based education policy. So the first one, which is COMAR 13A.05.07, Program for English Learners. These revisions here are basically addressing the work group recommendation that MSDE formally shift from the English learner label to the more additive term multilingual learner. And we also clarify terminology about the home language survey and the English proficiency placement and summative assessments. And were there any questions regarding that particular COMAR?
You're muted.
I'm muted. Yes, I am. You would think. Any questions from committee members regarding this COMAR? All right, seeing none, I'm going to entertain a motion to recommend permission to publish to the broader board at our meeting later this month. Do I have any motion?
So moved, and it's Kim. For some reason, I can't get my video to work.
Thank you. It's moved by Dr. Lewis. Oh, wait, Mr. Paul has raised his hand. Are you?
I'll second.
You're seconding. Thank you very much. So moved by Dr. Lewis, seconded by Mr. Paul. All in favor of making a recommendation to permission to publish, raise your hand and please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Let's see. No? Anyone say no? Abstentions? Okay, we will recommend permission to publish unanimously. Thank you. And we will move to the next.
Okay, the next COMAR, Maryland Seal of Biliteracy Program. These are amendments to this COMAR, and they address the recommendation from the work group that MSDE establish a culture that celebrates and formally reinforces the assets of multilingual learners. In the first section 03, we now require that participating LEAs include multilingual learners in the pool of students who are eligible to participate in the SEAL Biliteracy program. And there were some LEAs, for example, who only allowed participation of students who were in programs such as French or Spanish in the high schools and did not include multilingual learners. In the next section, we are aligning the process where we establish which assessments can be used for students who are applying to participate in the SEAL Biliteracy program. We have a standing committee of LEA supervisors and MSDE staff that work on providing a state-approved list of assessments. We do that for the languages other than English. And now we are going to be doing the same thing for English language arts. And to give you some examples of what this committee is poised and ready in the event that this COMAR is adopted, and they're adding the WIDA access assessment for multilingual learners, as well as MCAP English 10, the requirement that's in option 2 of the CCR. So those are two of the examples. They're looking at other options for demonstrating proficiency in English. For example, with the world languages, we have a list that's posted on our website. Montgomery County Public Schools awards a SEAL Biliteracy. Last year, they awarded to 2,187 students in 50 languages. So we have a huge list of assessments. So there's an example of an LEA that is reaching out to all students, including multilingual learners and former multilingual learners. And the final part of this COMAR amendment is in 04, and it's new, and we've added requirements for data collection regarding the SEAL Biliteracy program. And this will now provide us much needed information on the program and transparency. So that is a summary of what is included in the amendments. And I turn it over to Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Just for clarification, we're on COMAR 13A.03.07, the Maryland Seal of Biliteracy Program. This again is another permission to publish. Do we have any questions from members of the committee? Seeing no question, I will entertain a motion to recommend permission to publish to the broader board at our next meeting in April.
All right, and our third little package here, I feel like we.
Oh, wait, we haven't voted yet. We haven't voted yet. Sorry. I'm waiting for a motion to recommend. I need a motion from someone. Thank you, Mr. Paul. Any second?
I'll
And-
second.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Lewis seconded. All in favor of recommending permission to publish, please raise your hand. Oh, Mr. Paul, your hand is up.
No, that was my vote.
Okay. Please raise your hand and say aye. We're having trouble with our stuff today.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstain? Okay, seeing none, then we have, we will recommend unanimously we'll recommend permission to publish unanimously. And then we will move on to COMAR 13A.01.10, language access. This is also permission to publish. And I'll turn it over to Ms. Spinato and Ms. Timmons-Parrott.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sorry about that. A little overzealous here.
That's okay.
I just think it's so neat. We literally have like this little language package of things going on. So, but yes, thank you for introducing the last one around language access. So the EL work group also recommended that Maryland explore legislation and or regulations to establish a mandated comprehensive language access policy. So this new COMAR requires our LEAs to determine covered languages for translations and interpretation services but it also makes plans for families who don't speak the covered languages. So LEAs will develop and implement a language access plan, and it includes requirements, but allows LEAs to customize the plan to meet the needs of their community. So point oh 04 includes the components, of the language access plan, as well as requirements such as training, feedback, tracking, and reporting. And I just want to make sure everybody realizes this is not a new responsibility. It actually aligns with Title VI of the Civil Rights Act. So this regulation basically provides clarity and consistency, not new mandates. And back over to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Questions from the committee? Okay, seeing no questions, I will again entertain a motion to make a recommendation for permission to publish. Moved by Mr. Paul. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Dr. Goldson. All in favor of a recommendation to give permission to publish, raise your hand and say aye.
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 Any opposed? Abstention? Okay, seeing none, we will recommend unanimously permission. I'm really having trouble speaking today. We will unanimously recommend permission to publish to the broader board. And nope, there's one more. Okay. And we will move on to our final item today, which is COMAR 13A.12.06, disciplinary action, also permission to publish. And this is being presented by Kelly Meadows. Ms. Meadows?
Thank you. Good afternoon. So the purpose of this item is to request permission to publish several amendments to regulations in Chapter 13A.12.06, which is all about disciplinary action and denial. We're talking about educator licensure here. Specifically, we have received feedback from our LEAs that by using the term charge, which we have historically to mean something for which we would take action against a license, that LEAs could misinterpret that to mean charge as in a criminal charge. So we don't want, we want to ease any confusion. So what you're going to see is throughout these regulations, we have replaced the word charge with the term grounds. So it means the same thing, but we just went through all of the regulations and did, a find and replace. So just to make sure that everybody is clear. The second thing we did is we established a definition for petition, which is a term that we use commonly. And this is the term that we use for when a local education agency or my office or a non-public school writes into Dr. Wright and says, we are asking you to take action that is a petition. We had not formally defined it in the regulation. So we took this opportunity to do that as well. And that is the extent of the amendments that are before you today.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Meadows. Any questions for the committee? All right, seeing no Mr. Paul?
Yeah. It was just a quick question on to help me understand it a little better. So grounds is sort of a general term for like the reason or like the basis for this. Does it also refer to a written document that the state superintendent might or that a system leader might produce?
So in this instance, grounds means the basis for the action, and that it points directly to another regulation in this chapter, which is under, I think we have it here. Yeah, it's 13A.12.06.02. So it points back to these grounds. So, Mr. Paul, if you look at 13A.12.06.02, these are all the reasons that we would take action against a license. And if it's not within these grounds, then we don't have the authority to take action. So when we refer to grounds, we're referring specifically to what's in this regulation.
That makes sense. I was looking at 13A.12.06.03 in that very first part where it says, except as provided in OTB2 of this chapter, et cetera, et cetera. The following individuals shall file a petition notifying the state superintendent of schools in writing of, and then it used to say charges. Now it says grounds.
Correct.
So that's just like notifying state superintendent of the general reasons, not of some specific document. Okay, great. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Correct.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Any other questions? Clarifications? Okay, seeing none, then I will entertain a motion for us to recommend permission to publish to the broader board. Moved by Mr. Paul. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Dr. Goldson. All in favor of a recommendation for permission to publish, please raise your hand and say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Abstains? Abstentions? Okay, seeing none, then we will recommend permission to publish unanimously to the board later this month. And I believe since we've pulled the last item, we are at the end of our agenda for today. Any other questions or comments for the good of the group? All right, this was a quick and easy one. Thank you everyone for your time. I appreciate staff being here today to support the work. I appreciate board members. Oh, Dr. Lewis, please.
No, I was just going to thank you for moving through things very quickly. That was great.
Yep, much appreciated, everyone. Have a fabulous week. Some of you, I'm sure, are going out on break things, so enjoy your break, and we'll see everybody back at our state board meeting later in the month. Thank you again for your time. Have a good afternoon.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Thank you.